Hello again, it's me, Jimmy. Don't worry, no long intro. I know I always say that and then I start babbling on, and now here I am babbling on. But trust me, no long intro. We're going to get straight into this. This is episode 6 of The Acolyte. Last week was a lot of fun. It was such a good episode. Best of the series so far. Honestly, such a good episode. Spoilers if you haven't watched it, but we lost a couple of characters. I mean, most of the Jedi that were there, Kalnaka, I know killed the episode before, but Kalnaka's definitely gone. Jeki, Yord, and all that's really left now is Sol, May, Osha, and as we also discovered, Kaimir, who is the Sith. We'll hopefully learn more about him, learn more about what's going on, and hopefully get some answers as to what's going on with his whole origin and his whole Sith stuff. Whether he is one or whether he's something else completely. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to get straight into the episode. So, Sol is with May, who is pretending to be Osha, and Osha has been left with Kaimir. Okay, so that's where we're at. Please don't be a flashback. Although, I am kind of curious about the flashback, so I wouldn't even mind. No flashback, okay? Where are we? Is this Kaimir's house? I say house, cave. Yeah, it looked like he healed her a little bit with the Force. Not very Sith-like. Ah yes, just drink it. I'm sure it's fine. The guy who literally poisoned a Jedi in an earlier episode. I'm sure it's fine. Just drink whatever's lying around. What is that little thing? Does Kaimir have pets? That's so cute. We on an island. Reminds me of Last Jedi. Luke's island. Very much reminds me of Luke's island. Yeah, that definitely reminds me of where Luke retired. This is where May met with the Master, or as we now know, Kaimir, I believe, right? The end of episode 1, or episode 2, they showed him, like, on a beach, making a speech. There he is. Is he picking seashells? That's so cute. So is he not actually going to get word to the Jedi? Is that how the Sith are not confirmed?
As a threat that we anticipated.
May.
I'm going to reset the transceiver. Take the wheel.
Fuck. I wonder what happened all those years ago. Because whatever did happen ultimately led to all this, and if it was Sol's fault... Fuck. He must feel so guilty. What's this little fucker doing? I hope it explodes. I don't trust him. And now, seeing him in the light, his, like, robes look cool. They're sleeveless, like, Sith robes. So cool. Oh, I thought he was, like, having a picnic. Ouch. No, Kaimir, put your clothes back on. Oh, shit. I love how he can quite obviously sense what's going on. That ship design is really cool. I didn't like it at first, but honestly, it's won me over. I like it. What is going on?
There were casualties.
Who?
The connection was faulty, but it sounded like... the entire team.
Yeah. Interesting.
Get
So
him
the
back on the comms.
Unfortunately, we've lost contact.
so are the
Prepare a
Jedi.
rescue team to depart for the planet Kofar immediately.
How do you know where he is?
I sent him there.
So are the Jedi never going to get the full picture? Is it just going to be he went on a mission, his whole team died, and they never actually get the answer to who did it? Because that would explain why they don't know the Sith exists.
Time ago. I'd start swimming if you want to make it to the ship before sundown. Or you could wait for the tide to go out. You hungry?
Interesting seeing a dark side that is so calm and I don't know, collected. They're usually much more angry. Go on, Basil.
Hey, relax.
Yeah.
Whoa, relax, okay?
Yeah. Nice one, Basil and Pip. No.
What if I reset you to factory settings?
No. Pip.
Anger, fear, loss, desire.
That's the path to the dark side.
Semantics.
I really like this guy.
You murdered
He's a
my
very
friends.
interesting character.
I killed Jedi. Why do you love people who can only go so far? Who can't go as deep as you can?
I mean, it's an interesting way of looking
I'm not
at
my
things.
sister. I'm not that easily corrupted.
It's an interesting way of looking at things. He's the Jedi are wrong in a lot of ways, and he is exploiting that.
Aren't you forgetting something? You stayed here to do something. Do it.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
Turn
Solve
it
a
on.
lot of problems.
What you're feeling right now. This anger, this pain. This is who you are. The Jedi saw it, and that's why they threw you away.
They didn't throw me away.
Then why aren't you a Jedi?
True.
Why aren't you a Jedi, Osha?
Now, chop his head off. Just for good measure. Why not? Damn it. I wouldn't make a very good Jedi. So interesting. So they got a signal out to say there was an issue, but they never told the Jedi about the Sith. And so the Jedi assume the Sith are extinct, because maybe they didn't exactly know what happened here. They're gonna chalk it up to May killing everyone, perhaps.
You can tell me.
Yes. Tell us. No, we're never gonna know.
Is anybody there? Can you hear me?
Identify yourself.
My name is...
He figured it out. Basil! That little devil, he did it. Saul, what are you doing? Where's he going? Why did he leave? Oh, nice! That kind of looks like a early version of a Jedi shuttle we've seen in Clone Wars, and the one that Ahsoka actually has in her show.
I thought you wanted what I want.
What do you want?
The power of two.
Where'd you get that scar?
How do you think I got it?
Looks like someone stabbed you in the back.
Someone who threw me away?
Your Jedi Master?
So he never confirmed if it was his Jedi Master that stabbed him in the back. Could it have been the Sith Master? Like Kaimir's Master? He said he was like cast out or thrown away. Maybe he was a Sith apprentice whose master didn't want him anymore. He was a failure, so he threw him away. No! They're gonna see a lightsaber did that, though. Surely. Damn it, Yord, no!
Sole aim was to leave no survivors.
Cool, a lightsaber whip.
They were all killed by a lightsaber. What does that tell you?
A powerful Jedi has fallen. You don't think Master Sol was responsible?
No.
That is quite the accusation.
No, they're not going to make the assumption that Sol did it. They're not going to blame Sol. That's a hell of an accusation.
So you're going to listen.
I'm listening. I thought it was ending then. Such a cool helmet. And it's sensory deprivation as well. Really cool. Ah. That's why he's here. There's cortosis in these caves. It's very cool. I read into it. I believe cortosis is like, it absorbs energy. It's not very good against other types of attacks, but lightsabers is perfect because it allows them to just short out for a few moments. Don't put it on! Oh, wow. You really can't see anything. That was good. No, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that episode. It was slower, but I think we needed slower after last week. I think last week was just all action, action, action. It's nice to just slow down a bit and just take a breather, figure out where everyone is and what's happening. I feel like we're learning a lot more about Kaimir. I'm really interested about him. My theory, my guess for what's going on with him from the sounds of it, he said that he was, and I mentioned this during the reaction, but he mentioned that he was cast aside, that he was thrown out, and the scar represents the person who stabbed him in the back, his master. And now Osha asked if it was his Jedi Master, and he didn't really say anything. So I'm going to make an assumption here and assume that could it be his Sith Master? Could it be a Sith Lord that was above Kaimir, that trained Kaimir in the dark side, who then betrayed him? Perhaps his master didn't want him anymore and decided to get rid of him for someone more powerful. I mean, we've seen Sidious do it with Dooku, getting Anakin to kill him, so then Sidious can recruit Anakin. The rule of two. There's always two of them. So perhaps it was a thing of his master cast him aside, and now he's trying to find an apprentice of his own. And maybe his overall goal is to get an apprentice of his own and take out his master. I mean, he did say the thing he's after is the power of two, which maybe he's after a powerful apprentice, and May and Osha are very powerful in the Force and quite easy to corrupt, given their past. And maybe he's trying to recruit them and use them to help him overthrow and kill his master, so then he is the Sith Lord or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much of it. And then I'm happy that Sol finally figured out that Osha wasn't Osha, that it was May pretending to be her. And now I know some people are going to say, why didn't he sense it? To be fair, he had a lot going on. He just watched a bunch of Jedi get mowed down. Some guy standing in front of him telling him that the Sith were back. it was a very emotional day, and as we've heard many times before, specifically from Yoda, the dark side clouds everything. It makes everything, it muddles everything up and confuses everything. He probably didn't sense it because he was so clouded with everything else going on that something like that just didn't even come into his mind. He didn't even think of it. And then obviously Basil probably told him, and that's how he figured it out. Then we also have the Jedi and their reaction to it. Well, not the Jedi Council, but, you know, the Jedi from Coruscant investigating, and they did figure out that it was one person who did it and one person who killed everyone. So that's good. It's not that they're not just chalking it up to it was some raiders or animals got him. It's good that they did figure out it is one guy who did this, and it seems to be that they're leaning towards putting the blame on Sol. I wonder if that is the direction it's going to take, that they're going to blame Sol and May, especially because they're together right now. Are they going to blame Sol and say that to protect May, he killed all the other Jedi? To protect May and Osha? Maybe they're going to go down that angle, and so it does make sense why in episode 1, Phantom Menace, why they believe the Sith are still extinct is because they didn't actually think a Sith Lord did this. They blame it on a fallen Jedi instead, which, you know, it's kind of like a grey area. It's they can blame one of their own rather than admit that the biggest threat to the Jedi is back. Plus, the Jedi are stupid. They don't want to admit these things. Even in episode 1, when Qui-Gon comes up to the council and goes, "Hey, I just fought someone that was definitely a Sith Lord," they're like, "I don't know, we'll look into it. I don't know about that. No, they're extinct. Shut up. Anyway, let's move on." And they just move on to talk about something else. So they don't dwell on it for very long, sort of thing, and they very clearly are hesitant to believe him at first. But yeah, so I can definitely see it going down the route of the Jedi just either blaming Sol or blaming May or both, and assuming that it was a fallen Jedi that killed all the others. I don't think the full truth is going to get out. I don't think Sol is going to get to the Jedi Council and tell them everything and tell them about the Sith and everything. And even if he does, I don't think they're going to believe it. I do not think that they'll believe it for a moment. But yeah, as a whole, I did enjoy this episode. It was a lot calmer. We got to learn more about people. I'm annoyed that we didn't quite delve more into what Sol was going to tell May, but I'm assuming that's going to happen next episode. I assume we have another flashback to come. We're going to have another flashback to show us what happened all those years ago, 16 years ago, and what happened with the Jedi, because something more happened that we didn't see. We saw Osha's perspective. I think next time we're going to see either May's or Sol's perspective of everything that happened, which will be really interesting. I feel like we need that before the show ends. And with only 2 episodes left, I imagine next episode is going to be a flashback, and then the last episode is going to round up everything. Yeah, I enjoyed the episode. I'm enjoying this show. I think it's a solid show so far. The criticisms for it, some are quite valid. I think there are some valid criticisms to have. It's not the perfect show, don't get me wrong. There are other Star Wars shows that do things better. Of course there is. Yeah, of course. But it's still fun. It's still fun. But that is it from me. If you do have any criticisms or any opinions on this episode or the show in general, feel free to comment below. I will read every comment. I honestly will, because I don't get that many, so I read them. If you liked the show, if you don't like the show, let me know. I'm curious to see what everybody thinks about it. And if you did like this video, I would very much appreciate leaving a like. You don't have to, but I would very much appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe, because I will be watching the rest of the show as well. There's 2 episodes to go, and I will be watching those and getting them uploaded as close as I can to release date. And I'm also thinking about doing some other reactions too, not just purely Star Wars. I'm going to branch out into other stuff too. And I'm also working on some gameplay as well. So my channel's going to be a little bit of mix of everything. So feel free to subscribe. I would very much appreciate that. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.